Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be unpacking something that I've gotten just so many questions about, and that is the 12 different brand archetypes. So first I want to dive into why these different brand archetypes are important and how you can actually leverage them in your business for your marketing and your content. So archetypes play a pretty significant role in brand storytelling by really tapping into more universal human experiences and allowing you to create a deeper, more relatable connection between the brand and the audience. Archetypes are fundamental, kind of universally recognized patterns and symbols that kind of the collective consciousness that people can recognize and are familiar with across history, people of different backgrounds, socioeconomics, cultures, etc. It offers a lot of benefits in terms of being able to really connect and portray your brand values and attract the type of people that are really going to be aligned with your brand. So there are 12 brand archetypes, and you'll find that your brand likely falls into one to two of the different archetypes, and it's really insightful because what you're able to do is then take that understanding of that brand and the people that are attracted to it and the values of your brand and really leverage that throughout your marketing to create not only a cohesive brand but a memorable one that's going to be impactful in terms of sales as well. So these are essentially universal innate patterns and symbols that exist in the human psyche. So these patterns, again, they're called archetypes, recurring themes and characteristics that appear in myths, stories, cultures, etc. around the world. In the context branding and marketing, brand archetypes are used basically as a framework to define and communicate a brand's personality is what it comes down to. So let's start by diving into what the different archetypes. So number one, we have the hero archetype. This archetype creates a strong sense of purpose, courage, and the desire for triumph. So a brand that you might be thinking of in terms of this archetype would be something like Nike. Archetype number two is the outlaw archetype. So this fosters a sense of empowerment, freedom, and uniqueness. Harley Davidson is a really good example of this. It's really embodying brands that go outside the norm, seek to challenge the status quo. Archetype number three is the caregiver archetype. So this fosters a sense of support. So brands that you might associate this with are brands like Johnson & Johnson that demonstrate care and reliability in their products or services. Number four is the magician archetype. So this creates a sense of wonder and hope. A brand that you might identify with this archetype would be Disney, known for its ability to create magical experiences for people of all ages. The next archetype is the innocent archetype, which fosters a sense of safety and happiness. Brands that you might think about this kind of embodies optimism, simplicity, and kind of a sense of utopia. So Coca-Cola is a really good example of kind of embodying that air of utopian, and also brands that are really leading with a sense of nostalgia. The next archetype is this archetype which cultivates credibility, and you'd think of brands like National Geographic or even Harvard University as examples of this archetype. They really embrace the position of themselves as experts, offering insights, guidance, knowledge. That's the type of brands that you're really going to associate with this archetype. The next one is the explorer archetype, which creates a sense of freedom and curiosity. So brands like Patagonia, for example, would really be a good example of this brand really looking and leaning into discovery, excitement, pushing people outside their comfort zones, etc. The next archetype is the ruler archetype, which fosters a sense of stability and security, and it also has a real air of exclusivity. And so luxury brands like Rolex, Mercedes, Hermes, they're really going to lean into this ruler archetype. The next one is the lover archetype. Immediately, I would think of Chanel, Victoria's Secret. These are brands that really embrace the lover archetype. Think affection, loyalty, trust, emotional bonds, etc. The next one is the jester archetype. So this fosters a sense of joy, being spontaneous, humorous, playful, lighthearted. A brand that you might think about this with is Old Spice, really witty and humorous advertising campaigns, and again, kind of leaning into that era of nostalgia. Next one we have is the everyman archetype. And brands like Walmart, IKEA, Amazon, these are brands that really embody that everyman archetype. They create a sense of belonging, inclusivity, relatable, down to earth, there for everyone, exactly as the name would suggest. The final archetype is the creator archetype, which is innovative, imaginative, artistic. Apple is a really good example of this creator archetype, really celebrating innovation and creative thinking. Taking that understanding of what the 12 different archetypes are, what you can do is really kind of determine archetype or which 2 archetypes are really going to speak to your brand and therefore your customers. So for our brand specifically, we really fall under the category of the outlaw and the ruler. We definitely have that air of luxury and exclusivity that the ruler personifies, while also leaning into that outlaw, going outside of the rules, the social norms, and really going against the system, not being afraid to make waves, etc. So those are hopefully the archetypes that you can see and identify with within our brand. The archetypes can really what the archetypes really tell us as well is it gives us a little bit of insight into, again, the type of people, their desires, and the type of people that you're really going to be attracting with your brand. So these are the people that are really going to find community and belonging within whatever type of archetype you decide on for your brand, and it can really help you to aid in your market research as well as really understanding your branding. Everything from your colors to your copy to your fonts to just the way you show up on social media should be informed by this archetype so that you can make sure that you're really connecting with the people who are your ideal customers for your brand. Hopefully this video is helpful for you. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below, subscribe to the channel, and of course my DMs are always open, so if you want to have a conversation about this or anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm super excited thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.